Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. Hey, Fullback Jack, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're here in Malta. Now, something's going on. Not sure what it is. I reloaded a couple times. My scenery is not showing any buildings. Not sure what that glitch is. I don't have payware for Malta, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but we're going to go with it. Can't figure it out at the moment, and we got the stream to do. So today we're flying over to Greece. We're going to Zakynthos, I believe it is. It's an island off of the Greece coast on the west side, and that's where we are headed. Now, we just had an aircraft land, and there's a couple more inbound. So they're going to be doing that while we get ourselves set up and ready to go. And as per usual, Kevin is flying along in his DC-6. If you want to join in, you can get the information on Discord when and where we're flying and the aircraft. And if you've got something that cruises around 200 knots in the teens flight levels, you're more than welcome to come along and join us on these flights. You can get all the information there. So let's get on board. We'll start getting the aircraft set up and ready to go. Oh, where are you? We're back on board the plane here. We'll get that up so we can see it. First thing we're going to do is our fuel and payload. Now, for fuel today, we're carrying 8,706 pounds of fuel. So let's just zoom in here so we can see. All right, so we're going to go down to 8,000. Should be 706. 8,706 pounds of fuel is entered in. Cargo for today, we're taking as much as we can carry, and we're taking 20,113 pounds. So we'll go about 3/4 in the back. That's 3,923, and then we'll load the front. And we've got an estimated takeoff weight today of slightly over 85,000 pounds. Which is good. And that's going to put us at a weight just under where we want to be for our water assist. It's hot here, so we're probably going to do it anyway just for the extra power. So we'll come in here. Oh, looks like Kevin's starting up. So we're going to add in, and we're going to look at getting that gross weight up to 85,017 is what we want. There's 84, 85,000, and 17. We'll go slightly over, so 85,021 pounds. So there we go with that, and our fuel is all set, 8,706. So we're all done there, and we are loaded. We're going to come over to our maintenance manager. We're going to make sure our oils are topped up. They were all done by the maintenance crew, and the other fluids are topped up as well. Engines are going good. We've got 12.6 hours on the engine, same as on the props, and everything is looking good so far. And this aircraft, since its major overhaul, it's 36.52 hours. Fullback Jack, where we're going in Africa, I don't believe there's going to be a lot of VATSim, honestly. And if it is, it might be one controller. So if you want a good time to practice, just comms and setting it up and filing with it, this would be a good series to do it with. I don't think we're going to get much ATC until we get down to South Africa. All right, fluids are all done. We're all good there. We can come over to the AFE. We'll retake our position here, and we will get the before engine start checklist done. Get the door closed.
Manifold and duct pressure checked. Radios.
So we're going to be using a few radios today. We'll pop up top here as they get them turned on. We'll get the GPS finding its satellites. Again, this is our reference. We're going to be using the GOZO VOR first. That's 115.7. So we'll come down here and we'll get that dialed in. Hi Molly, you've had your breakfast. It's time to lie down.
Closed.
We'll get that one tuned in first, 115.7. And we'll zoom out here. See our route.
3 on board. Seat belts and pedals. Adjusted. Throttles.
And the second one is going to be the COM VOR 11345.
Propellers. Forward and 3.
11345 is set in the standby. Radios, we're going to come over to. We're going to go 122.8 Unicom on VATSim. There we go. That is set. We're going to go to 121.5.
Traffic approaching runway 13. Can you hear me?
Affirmative, Malta traffic.
All right, just for your information, Teal 6 Zulu, the runway news is always 31. After 6 Zulus is 13. But if we're exceeding 8 knots as wind, then we will use the runway according to the wind. But considering that now the wind is 7 knots, you can use runway 13 for the next time.
Okay, thank you. We will use 13 then. Almost at final, so Malta traffic.
Thank you for that. No worries at all. I will be waiting for your landing, and then I will be proceeding with the takeoff. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, man.
All right, sounds like we got another aircraft.
Box 553 San Cargo 2 taxiing to Holy Point. Lima runway 05. We're going to be taxiing via the apron. Juliet, Kilo, and Lima. We'll hold traffic landing traffic.
So radios are set. And we are good there. Don't need the NDB at the moment. 122.8 is still there, but we're not using that. We're going to go 121.5 for our guard channel. I probably had that tuned while listening to the other traffic. And we are good there. Everything is set up. And I think we are good for engine start. Before we do that, we're going to get our weather. Currently VFR 35 degrees. It's hot one out here. We're going to be using 05 with the water boost. 7 knots. Wind is 080 at 7 knots. 10 kilometers visibility. Ceiling is unlimited. And 1015 on the barrel, which is what we have dialed in right now. So we are good for engine start. Mixture is up. Doors and hatches are closed. Mags are on both. Start selectors. Engine 3 fuel pump is on for the main tanks. So let's start engine number 3.
3, 6, 9, 12.
And there we go. Looks like we got engine 3 up and going. Now our heading back to the GOZO VOR is going to roughly be 308 degrees. So while that's warming up, we'll just dial this around to 308. Be about there. Alright, that's a good start on engine number 3. Coming up for engine number 4. Fixtures on, mags are on, selectors 4, pumps are on. Starting engine number 4.
Will hold short of runway 13.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Good engine start. As soon as we hear the starter cut off, engine 3 will come back to
All traffic, the runway news is 31. No, what's 3? 31.
Station calling, we have crossed limits on the DC-6.
Okay, engine 3 coming back. We are set. Engine 2.
Malta traffic, jet for you 1 Charlie 3, waiting for the traffic to land, and then I will be number 2 on takeoff.
Set there, and we are good there. Starting engine number 2.
3, 6,
Sounds like somebody wants to be an air traffic
5,
controller.
12.
Correction, I will be number 1 for takeoff, runway 31, Malta traffic.
Good. Engine 4 back to low idle. That is set. Engine 1 mixture is
Malta
now
traffic, box 553,
full
short
rich.
runway 1331, we're holding short for the passing traffic.
There's bags are on both engine start selector to 1. Fuel pumps are on low and starting.
Malta traffic, jet for you 1 Charlie 3, lining up and takeoff runway 31. All the other traffic, please stand by. Thank you.
Engine 2 to low idle.
Malta traffic, Transavia 81 Zulu, vacated runway 13.
So we're good there. Everything is looking good.
Malta traffic, Transavia 48 Zulu, inbound ILS approach, runway
Wait for the final click
31,
off, and
descending
then
to
we'll bring
3000
the
feet.
engine number 1 down to low idle. There we go. Engine 1 is in low idle. And we are all set there. Alright, so Roger can take his seat. My thing is up, that's good. And we can do the after start checklist.
Start selected, boost pumps.
Aircraft flying around out there.
Off and off.
There's Kevin waiting over there.
Switch. Plane battery. Generators and inverters. Checked and on. Emergency lights. Armed. Ground power. Removed. Off to start checks complete.
Alright, after start checks are complete, we are ready for taxi. So we'll take a quick look outside, make sure everything is done. We're looking good. There's that aircraft departing. There's the guy that just landed taxiing in. So we're going to taxi out, and we'll be going the same way Kevin did.
Malta traffic, Fox 553, short runway 3113, Kilo 1, continue taxi via Lima to holding point Lima, runway 05.
Malta area traffic, Caribou 32 taxiing from apron 8 to runway 05 via apron 8, Juliet crossing 05, Kilo Lima crossing runway 13 Lima to holding point Lima. Caribou 32. Alright, so brakes are off. We'll get an outside view. We're going to swing around and we'll start our taxi out. Ignore the ground crew. Better view here. So you can see, there we go. Should be able to get down and land. The other aircraft is going to swing around and coming in on runway 31 by the looks of it. This is Juliet we're picking up now. So hopefully we'll get across here before Kevin takes off. That'll give us time to keep taxiing. I won't slow him up any. The other aircraft is on its downwind, and the departing aircraft is off the ground, so that is looking good. Malta area traffic, Caribou 32 crossing 05 at Juliet. So again, I don't know why the buildings haven't loaded in. They were in here on Wednesday, and I haven't made any changes. Let's just, oh, some freeze. Going down here on Kilo, it's a little bit different without the buildings here. A little bit harder to navigate. So Kevin's down at the end of the runway now. Again, the weather is pretty hot down here, so it's going to take some extra runway. So we are going to use the water injection for our takeoff, and with the shorter runway, we're probably going to be using the whole thing. Well, that's fine. Alright, looks like we'll be good to cross runway 31.
Malta traffic box 553, departing runway 05 on the Gozo 3 hours of departure.
Us coming along, we're all good. There's Kevin pulling out. See how my Yoke is doing today. Well, that's doing that again. Oh, I know why that's doing that. Because I was in kind of that position. There we go. Alright, so it's been a nice visit here in Malta. We had an extra day layover. Time to head for Greece, and we'll be there for the weekend. Monday we head down to Cairo and into Africa proper. There goes Kevin. Well, it has to be an aircraft you're comfortable flying. So with VATSim, they pretty much take for granted that you know how to fly the aircraft. So it's got to be one you're comfortable with. So if you get a hold or you get a redirect or something, you're not going to be fumbling around trying to figure it out. They expect you to be able to follow the basic instructions. And you know, when VATSim is busy, it can be a lot, but when it's not too busy, it's okay. For somebody new,
Malta traffic box 553, 1400 Gozo 3 hours.
I mean, it depends what you want. For this series, we don't fly much above the low teens usually, because they're heavy and big prop airplanes, and we fly an indicated speed of around 200 knots. So anything that you got that can do that would be fine. The 414, I'm not sure what its cruising speed is. It might fit in that. You never know. So you could take a look and see if you can do that. And we're also, the routes are put up. We're flying VOR navigation on this series, so you have to get a list of VORs that we're flying to so you can navigate to them. Alright, so here we are at the runway. We're going to quickly come over here. We're going up to an altitude today of 13,000 feet. So we're going to come over here and go to our pressurization. And we're going to go to 13,000 feet. That is set. So there's 13,000 feet. We'll have a cabin pressure of 3,000 feet, which is not bad for flying. That's pretty good actually. So let's do our before takeoff checklists.
Boost pumps. Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carb heat. Off and cold.
Yeah, okay, so the 414 would be
Hydraulic
decent.
system.
And then you could
Down. Forward.
if you want to do the
Pressure,
VOR
quantity,
navigation,
okay.
you can you'll get the list off
Flaps
of the
20.
Discord. Not sure if you're on the Discord. I'll get the bot to put the link in, or you can find the description in the link in the description. And I put up a notice of each flight, departure, arrival, airports, and route, and you can get all the VOR identifiers off of that.
Closed and on.
And you can say hi when you come into the Discord too.
Gas lock released.
And it's also great if
Pitter heater.
people need help with anything. We got a lot of people that can answer questions.
Mixture and cowl flaps. Reach unlocked. Set. Transponder.
Transponder, we're
Malta
gonna,
traffic, Transavia
set
48 Zulu,
2000.
established on local license runway 31.
so there's transponder set to 1000. We're going to come over to the other
Extended
side.
and on. Before takeoff checks complete.
Turn off transponder number 2 so there's no conflict. Confirm we're mode C. We are. Malta area traffic. Caribou 32, take position runway 05 and holding for arriving aircraft. Alright. Let's get ourselves out into position. We'll line up, and once the other aircraft is down and clear, we'll be able to depart.
Transavia 48 Zulu is still 11 miles out, so I think the departing traffic can depart fine.
Roger, thank you, will do.
No problem.
Alright, let's get ourselves around. We'll expedite this a little bit. We do got to do our run up and set power. That'll take a minute. There we go, brakes are set. And we're going to do a wet takeoff.
Water injection.
Get our view all locked in there.
30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize.
Engines coming up. .30 inches of power.
Stabilized. Cowl flaps. Cowl flaps. Cowl flaps set. Full power, please. Going full power.
We're going to climb to about 1,500 feet, and then we'll turn onto the VOR. Power's coming up. Malta area traffic, Caribou 32 departing runway 05, left-hand turn out towards the Gozo VOR. Malta.
Malta traffic box 553, currently 11 miles inbound to go WR on radio 275.
Power set, brakes released.
35,500 foot, type of speed 165.
Water injection on all 4 engines. Airspeed's live, 40 knots. We're going to rotate at 105. Keeping her lined up. 80 knots. 100 knots. 105, adding back pressure. Nose coming up. There we go.
Auxiliary, gear up. Gear selected up.
Gear coming up. We'll bring that nose up. Water speed at about 130 at the moment.
Gear up.
Malta traffic, Transavia 48 Zulu, short final on runway 31.
Flaps coming up. Speed to 140.
Meter power. Setting meter power, 48 inches, 26.
Meter power, that's maximum continuous power. Coming up for 1,500 feet.
Meter power set. Climb power. Setting climb power.
There's 1,500 feet, beginning our turn to the VOR. We're going to try to maintain about 165 to 170 knots. Climb power being set. There's the harbor.
Climb power set.
You see the island of Gozo off in the distance there.
After takeoff checks complete.
Alright, we're going to climb out to 13,000 feet. There's the airport in the distance. Looking good.
Malta traffic box 553, currently overhead to go WR, flight level 070. Back to the north, final call Malta.
So let's get our VOR needle in for the VOR we are on. We're going to come down here. We are going to turn on the gyro pilot, engage the gyro pilot, go to localizer. We'll fly that localizer in and we'll watch our airspeed.
Malta traffic, Transavia 48 Zulu, vacated 31.
Alright, beautiful town. Got to get down here to visit one day. There's the aircraft that just landed down there on the runway. So it'll be interesting to see what the airport looks like in Greece when we get there. Turn that off and then we'll turn that on again. No, it's not following, so we will do it manually for this one. Let's turn in towards the VOR. And we'll do our last call out over the VOR as Kevin did. Go. So tomorrow we've got a special stream. We're going to be doing our first stream in the 777, PMDG 777. We'll be taking delivery of the aircraft out of Payne Field and we'll be flying it down to Denver, which it's going to be based out of initially. So we'll be doing that at 1400 Zulu. That is tomorrow. So first flight of the Boeing 777. Should be fun. Let's get a little bit more up speed. We want to get that speed back, get a better climb rate so we can get up to altitude quicker. So we'll keep putting little notches in, get that back. Takes a minute to settle itself out. Put that down now. So we're down to about 170. We'll go one more notch up. That'll bring it to about 165. It did on that one, yeah. I'm gonna try it on the next one. See if we can catch the next radial. Alright, so the next radial heading we're going to want is going to be 17 degrees. So we'll come down here, we'll dial in that 17 degree radial. About there, well, that says 14. We'll go 14. We'll be about there. Speed's a little slow, we'll knock that down one notch again. And we're flying it back. We're 6 miles out from the VOR now. So quickly going to clutch out switches off, and it should, yeah, if it doesn't do it on this one, I'll reset it. Let's pop up here, we'll tune in that VOR 11345 on the number 2, and that'll let us know if we're picking it up, which we're not yet. So we're going to fly the 17 or 15 degree radial out from Goza, and we'll go from there. So that's the COM VOR of 11345. It's a high altitude, so I'm not sure why we're not picking it up. 11345. There's 3 miles. Two miles. As soon as I see the needle start moving inwards, we'll re-engage for the localizer. Again, another notch down. Malta area traffic, Caribou 32 overhead the Goza VOR, climbing through flight level 70, last call, Malta. Alright, let's see if we can pick up that radial. It's 1.3. VOR is starting to swing. There we go. It's picking it up now. We'll overfly the VOR. We're turning to intercept. And there we go on the turn. Alright, so we're back capturing the VORs here. Watching the airspeed, 166 knots. We're good. That's 9,000 feet coming up. So we're looking for cruise at 13,000 feet. Got about a 2-hour airtime today as we head over to Greece, and we're 457 miles routing. So it should be pretty good. Kevin, are you picking up the next VOR? Oh, fullback jack, something we're going to be doing in Africa as of probably not Monday, but as of Tuesday, is we're going to be flying in multiplayer, not VATSim. So that should make it easier for you. I've got the Say Intentions app with ATC, so I'm going to be trying that out to see how the latest version is working. So it'll be a little bit easier. We won't have to deal with VATSim. But I do want to try out the app, and you can hear the app and see what you think. It's actually a good way to make to practice your ATC, because it's, you know, an AI program that's doing it. So yeah, I think our spacing is pretty good, Kevin. If need be, when we come into our destination, I can swing wide and add a little bit of distance. There's 11,000 feet. And the winds at Zakynthos are wanting a landing on runway 16 at the moment. It's different than what I had originally planned. The winds are all over the place. It's going to be probably the VOR DME final to runway 16. It'll be fun going around the mountain there, or the hill. For Say Intentions, yeah, just give me a second here. Let me try to grab it for you. Now it is subscription based, but it's always being updated, always being improved. I had a long chat with the guys when I was at Flight Sim Expo in Las Vegas, and it was pretty good what they were saying they were going to do, and what they're planning for it. So they're working their way towards, in multiplayer, if two people are in multiplayer and they're at the same airport, you'll be able to hear each other over it, like the radio calls. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to start decreasing our climb rate. We want to get it down below 500 feet before we engage altitude hold. There's 800. $100 to go, bringing that climb right down. VOR 2 just kicked over, so we'll readjust in a second. Bringing ourselves up to 13,000 feet. Altitude hold is on. We're now going to come down and get the 1013 set on the altimeters. There we go. And we're set there. There's Italy coming up. That's Sicily. We can switch over on the VORs now. We're going to go over to Gyro Pilot. We'll pop up top. We'll switch over to the next VOR. Clear the message. Yeah, we know. The one after this is going to be 11625. So we'll put that here so we can see it when it comes in. And 11625 is now set in the standby there. We're already picking up the next one. We're 35 miles to go to the COM VOR. And there's 200 knots, so we'll do our cruise checks.
Set cruise power, please. Setting cruise power.
Props are set. Engines are coming back.
Cruise power is set.
Mixtures will go into auto lean. And we'll see the fuel flows drop on them all. There they go.
Cruise checks are complete.
And 600 pounds per hour is set. Now that we're in cruise, we can come down here. Engine BVPs are all 150. Fuel pressures are all good. Manifold pressures are good. Fuel flows are about 600 pounds per engine per hour, which is what we want. We have oil pressure is good on all sides. Our RPMs are stable. Flaps are up. Outside air temperature is about 3 degrees, so we're going to turn on the heaters on the windshield in a second. Oil temperatures are all good. Cylinder head temperatures are good. Water pressure is down slightly because we use some of it for our takeoff. That's our water levels. They'll be topped up in grease. And carbs, cylinder head temperature, carb temperature is good. And that's all good there. So we're going to pop up to here and we're going to turn our windshield heating on the first notch. Welcome to Sicily. There's Mount Etna. Dead ahead. We're looking good. Cabin is pressurized just under 3,000 feet, which is where we expect it to be. Its pressurization has leveled off. Fuel levels are all good. We're at about 1,800 pounds per engine, which at 600 pounds per hour is just around 3 hours of flying time. So we've got about an hour's reserve. Alright, let's get the radial. Never did switch it back over. We'll go back over to localizer. There we go. Back on that radial. So this radial is about 15 miles inland, and then we're going to make a slight eastward turn, and we're going to head towards the main city, was it Palermo, and then from there we're going to leave Sicily, go out over the, I think it's the Straits of Messina, and then into the southern tip of Italy itself. Italy proper, however you want to word it. $314 miles to go. That's direct line, by the way. If you're looking at the information on the top of the screen, we're not going directly there. We're kind of looping up over the island so we can use the VORs. We're actually going to head up to the bottom of Italy and then cut across the Adriatic. But compared to our first flight from London down to Gibraltar, this is about half the time. Of course, this aircraft can go a lot further if we filled the tanks, filled them with the auxiliary tanks, and carried minimum cargo on board. I think we can get a good 14, 15 hours on this airplane. But we're not doing that today. So Kevin, I was thinking about anchoring down my rudder pedals as we were talking about, and I think I'm going to get a thin strip of double-sided Velcro, and that way I can put it down. I can pick it up if I need to move it, and then put it back where it came from. But that should also hold it in place, and I'm not relying on some type of rough surface to try to keep it on the linoleum. So I think I'm going to try doing that. Alright, that's 11 miles out from the VOR. Got a little bit of a wind here today. We're picking up a nice tailwind, so that'll make flying a little bit quicker. I'll let you know how it works out. I'll probably head over there to the hardware store on Sunday, see what I can find. I just even then, when I was doing that hard left turn to taxi around through the loop from the stand, the rudder pedals were starting to move. So I got to get them anchored down just to make it a firmer surface, enable to me to do what I need to do. So there's 6.5 miles out. Kevin, what's your altitude and ground speed? So we're going to come down now. We will click over to gyro pilot. We will come up, switch over to the next frequency. The one after that is going to be 111. That's the RCA VOR. So we'll get that in, 111, and 111, on to the next one. We're going to want a heading of 32 degrees, pretty much what we're doing now, but it'll be about there. Coming in on it now. We're 38 miles away. You got yours pushed up against the wall. Yeah, I've got a block I built it extends it out. I got power cables and everything running along the back, but it holds it there. It's just it twists. There we are lined up, so we'll come over to our localizer and we'll make that turn onto the radio. Yeah, that's similar to what I got, and as I said, I got power cables running behind that, which is great because the rudder pedal's not pushing into the cabling, but it's a little bit of a pain with the twisting, which is what I want to stop. So I'm looking at getting a single strip, maybe about 4 inches, put it under the front of the pendulum, and then put it down. No, there's a plate. It is a round body, but there's a plate on the bottom for mounting if you want to screw it down, which is thin. It's I mean, it's a thick sheet, but it's flat front and back, and that's what I've got pushing into the wood. All right, 32 miles to go to the next VOR. That's the CTF VOR. There it is. It's the Fontana Rossa. And we pop outside. Welcome to Sicily. We came in over the other end up in Palermo. And I think the VOR was down there by the airfield. Now we're heading past Mount Etna. So basically the VOR is up here on the coast, and then we're going to turn slightly again and head up towards here, which is the mainland, southwest Italy, and the Straits of Messina run through here. I think because the corners are curved, when I put too much pressure on one side, it starts to rotate on the curve. So it's not like it's sliding under the block or anything, it's just rotating in place because it doesn't have that sharp edge to hold it there. So, but it'll help hold it in place, gives you an anchor point. Not too critical for big aircraft like this, but in smaller ones where you're using a lot more rudder authority, little single engines or tail wheels or something, you're going to need it. Polly's wandered off. Alright, give me a second. I'm just going to go get something out of the kitchen. Be right back. are we now? There we go. 15 miles out. So Athens radar did come up for a while. It's gone now. We'll see if they come back. Nine miles. There's 7 miles, so we'll come back down onto gyro, come up, we'll get the next frequency in, and then we'll dial in the next one, which is going to be 117.3. Hi Wally. And we'll get that over on that one, and we'll get that in there, and we're going to want a heading of about 32 degrees. I was almost dead on there. 50 miles out. We'll turn the localizer capture on, and we'll just follow that up. Enjoy your piece of chicken. Another morning treat. Down. Lie down. Come in here for a nice photo. There we go. Very nice. .42 miles, chugging along nicely. Wondering why I had somebody. Yeah, yeah, that'll do it. Did you see the latest video from Gavin about changing the coloring in the sky? Looks interesting. Might have to give it a try, see how it does with my on the 4K screen. Not impressed. Yeah. We did a flight around it, and I think it was in the DA-62. We did a little bit of a tour of the volcano. You can find the video on the channel somewhere. So we're going to be heading all the way up to the heel of Italy, and then making our turn back out across the water, and heading towards Greece. Currently 249 knots. I think Molly's got to go downstairs, so we got a bit of room here for me to go take her down. So I'm going to do that now before we get into a couple more closer VORs. So I'm just going to keep on this heading. I will be back in hopefully 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll see how we do. I'll give us a little view here out the front. So let me just reset to there. That's better. And I'll be back. Before I do that, though, let's quickly run in here. No, I didn't want to pop that out.